What's up guys, today I'm going to be going over what might be the best build this season. It is by far the most fun I've had with probably any build ever in Destiny. It is that good and that fun to use, and most of the elements of this build are all new, so I'm going to break down each individual part first, and as the video goes the build will come together and you'll see what it does. But first we're going to start off with the basics and build from there. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off with the exotic armor piece we're going to be using, which is going to be the Fellwinter's Helm New Warlock Exotic. This is a random drop, so it's not guaranteed, but if you get your season pass to rank 25 and you already have all the different armor pieces on Warlock and also all the exotic weapons in the game, when you pull this exotic engram on your Warlock, it's guaranteed to be the new armor piece. And I've also gotten 2 from just powerful drops, so it seems like it's a pretty good chance as long as you have all the other stuff in the game for Warlock. Looking at what this helmet actually does, Arc, Solar, and Void melee kills create a burst of energy that weakens nearby enemies. Finishers and kills against more powerful enemies increases the radius of the burst and the length of the weakening effect. So pretty much take any charged melee or finisher on any enemy and it will create this burst of suppressing energy, and it will also debuff them, which is really cool. And depending on what tier of enemy you do it to, the radius will be bigger and also the length of time of the effects will be longer. As you see, doing it on this major, this is lasting a very long time, and it's not only charged melee kills, it's also going to be finishers can proc it too, so you can pretty much do this perk whenever you want, because you can always do a finisher. And like I said, it's not only a suppressing energy, it's also a debuff. And looking at what percent the debuff actually is, it's gonna be exactly 30%, which is very normal for a debuff. That is what all debuffs in the game are right now, so that's not very surprising. But it's a very long debuff and one that you can use pretty much whenever. And as you expect, it does not stack with other debuffs in the game. For example, Tractor Cannon. Right now in the game, you can only have 1 debuff at a time and also 1 buff at a time, so that is not surprising either. And now looking at how the different tiers of enemies affect both the radius, then also the length. As you see, this radius isn't huge. It only got the 2 people like in that circle. It didn't get the dreg in the top left, and it only lasted for 5 seconds. Now we do a major, the radius is going to be quite a bit bigger. It's going to get all of the enemies nearby, and it's going to last quite a bit longer too. As you see right here, it's well over 10 seconds and still going. There's still a debuff, they're still suppressed. And it finally runs out at roughly 15 seconds. Then I found if you do it to an ultra slash boss, it's going to be the exact same amount of time of 15 seconds. It might just be a slightly bigger radius. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think that is pretty much the only change, and the time is the same at that 15 seconds. As you see, it got the ogre all the way up there, which is really far away. So that is what the new Warlock helmet does. It's amazing. It's one of the best exotics in the game. I mean, suppressing and debuffing enemies on every single melee kill and finisher is just super strong. And the first mod we're going to be using in this build is on the Artifact Tyrant Surge. Dealing damage with arc, melee, super, and grenade abilities spawn a Warmind cell. So for this, we're going to now use Chaos Reach Middle Tree Stormcaller, which is going to come with Ball Lightning, then also Ionic Traces, which is going to be very important for the build later on. And pretty much what this mod does is anytime you get arc ability damage, it will create a Warmind cell, which if you remember from the previous video is pretty much a nuclear bomb when they get destroyed. And this perk actually has a cooldown on it. It's roughly like 7.58 seconds, so you can't just spam arc abilities and get them infinitely. There is a cooldown on it. And when you pair this with the Global Reach mod, which is a freebie mod that you get just to start off, it's to increase the radius of both the effects and the damage of the Warmind cells. And at this point, you can probably see where this build is going. You throw your Ball Lightning to proc not only the Warlock helmet, you also then get a Warmind cell. So when you get a ranged melee kill, everything's debuffed nearby and suppressed. Then you get a Warmind cell, explode it with a nuclear bomb, and everything dies. It's pretty simple. Then on top of that, if you throw in Monte Carlo, which is the exotic auto rifle that gives you your melee back on damage and kill, you can get your Ball Lightning very quickly. Then this auto rifle is actually really good frag clear too, especially with ×5 of the perk, which you get on, guess what, melee kill. So now you have infinite charged melees, you have infinite Warmind cells, you have infinite ×5 of the Monte Carlo perk. I mean, this build is starting to shape up really well. You throw your Ball Lightning, you debuff everything nearby, you suppress it, you get a Warmind cell, do crazy damage and clear pretty much every ad nearby. Then you just shoot a few things with Monte Carlo to get your Ball Lightning back, and rinse and repeat every like 7-8 seconds. Oh, and I think I might have forgot that every time you get a melee kill with the Ball Lightning, you also proc ×5 and reload the Monte Carlo. So this build just has crazy synergy, as you might be able to tell. And that's not even it. You can start adding more mods in. For example, this one right here, become charged with light by rapidly defeating multiple enemies with the explosion of a Warmind cell. And you get this mod from the EDZ bunker once it's fully ranked up to level 7. as you can see right here, then you can purchase the 2 mods per bunker. And once you are charged with light, what I'm going to use with that actual stack is heavy-handed, which is the dawn mod, where every single time you use a charged melee, you get half back instantly, so that's going to help get our melee back even quicker. So now when you spawn in a Warmind cell and kill multiple enemies at once, you get charged with light. And now that we're charged with light, the next time we throw our ball lightning, we'll get half back instantly, which will help get our next one. Then you just pair that with Monte Carlo and you have your melee back even quicker. The only mods you really need to make this work is the artifact one, then also the global reach. Then after that, you can pretty much do whatever you want with the 2 slots you have available. Right now I'm using that charge with light one just to get my melee back quicker, but you can pretty much do whatever you want with the Warmind cell mods. For example, this combo right here, every single time I have a Warmind cell spawned in, the enemies near it will do less damage to me. Then every single time I shoot the Warmind cell, it does a little burst of suppressing energy, so it's also a really cool build you can do. A few of the mods I'm going to be looking forward to use with this build is the one where enemies near Warmind cells take more damage. Then also the one when you destroy a Warmind cell, it does a burst of healing for you and your allies. I think that one will be really cool with this build also. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. All you really need is the artifact mod, then Monte Carlo, and you can pretty much do that on any character. Use your arc melee to get the Warmind cell, destroy it, kill everything nearby, then use Monte Carlo to get your melee charge back. It's just that on Warlock, you also have the range melee, then you have the helmet, which also works with this build. And Middle Tree Arc is just really good at getting all of your abilities very quickly. Then Chaos Reach is still a very, very good super for boss fights and things like that. So yeah, this build is easy, one of the best builds ever in Destiny. It's definitely one of the most fun. Just go into a room of ads, throw your ball lightning, then shoot the Warmind cell, and I mean, everything's dead. It's actually crazy how efficient this build is. As you see in this build, I have Wendigo and Loaded Question on, and I pretty much never actually have to use them. I use Wendigo for boss fights, and that's pretty much it. For pretty much every single ad clear room and majors and stuff like that, I literally just use Warmind cells and clear the entire room in just like 2 seconds. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the commentary. The rest of the video will just be gameplay showing off how good this build is. I mean, it's actually crazy just how good it is. I'm struggling to put it into words how efficient this build is. You just go into a room, use your ball lightning, shoot the Warmind cell, and you go to the next room. It's literally just that simple. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this build. I love Warmind cells, and this build is probably the most efficient usage of them. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.